Everybody, Dave from Arachnids back once again, and I'm doing a video because it was kind of asked of me to do. Tarantula Cat did this video, and she did this video as a top 5 reasons why she started collecting tarantulas, basically. And we were discussing it through private message, and she goes, "You should do this video." And I think that a lot of people would like to hear, that people that watch your channel constantly would really like to know what are the 5 reasons or top 5 reasons why you do what you do. And so we'll just start right out with number 5. And number 5 is I love the vast differences in them than basically any other creature that there is. Their habits, their the ability to go long times without feeding, the pretty much easy self-maintenance. There's not a lot to them. If you get a bioactive setup going, you really don't do anything except for feed them and water them. You put feeder bugs or cleanup bugs inside there, and they will take care of any kind of waste products that are there, and you don't have to worry about anything. The places that they're from, the differences that you can do setting them up, all that stuff is just absolutely fascinating to me. I find them much easier to deal with, and you can have 100 tarantulas and could take care of those 100 tarantulas easier than you could take care of 10 snakes. The cleaning, the feeding, the watering, the bathing, the heating, all that other stuff that you have to do with snakes. Not all of them, of course, but I'm just using snakes as a generalization. But how much easier they are to take care of. So that's number 5 reason. Number 4 reason is the mood that I can be in with them completely changes from if I'm in a bad mood or I'm having a bad day, or things are going bad on the Facebook groups and you're trying to deal with problems. I could just step back, shut off the phone, do some feedings, just pull one out, take a look at them, see what they're doing, take pictures. I love to take pictures of them, and I just do it with my phone. But it's also very frustrating for me in the same sense of taking pictures because of the shaking in my hands, because I have screwed up so many really, really good shots because of that. And then trying to set up a tripod to take pictures is probably what my best bet would be, but I can get some really, really good close-up pictures by holding the camera than using a tripod. So basically the relaxing aspect to me of keeping them and interacting with them. Number 3 is the interesting part of the hobby, the things like geography, where they come from. I've learned a lot about tons of countries that I never knew before. The difference in how adaptable they are to surroundings, to climate, to, live in areas where they're not even close to coming from, and the climate and temperature and humidity and atmosphere are nowhere near what they are in the wild. And the ability to keep a tarantula from Cambodia right next to a tarantula from the United States and keep them basically pretty much the same way in the same temperature and same humidity is just absolutely fascinating to me. So number 2 is the science part of everything, because I am a huge lover of science. I really wished I went to college and took science, biology or anything of that, entomology, anything like that. I think I would have been really, really good at doing stuff like that. Oh, my leg is falling asleep. I mean, it's like pins and needles. So yeah, the whole science aspect of it, the common names, the taxonomy, the trying to learn biology of tarantulas, and there's so much to them to learn that you just can't figure out where to start. And once you start getting a grasp of something, then there's a whole other broad topic to come up with. Think about stuff like, okay, well, you're trying to learn, we'll say, just the difference between a Brachypelma hamori and a Brachypelma smithii, and why, the mistakes that we've been making for as long as we've been making, why are they there? Why was the change in the name done? Again, it wasn't a change. It was just a name that we didn't have in the hobby, even though they were already named. Things like that just absolutely fascinate me, and trying to get my head around it to the point where I feel comfortable enough taking that what I've learned and giving it to you, or the people in Facebook groups or whatever, being able to transpose that information and maybe break it down into a less scientific way, more of a layman's terms, so that the most of the everyday keepers, and everyday keepers are the majority of the people that are in the hobby. There are a lot of people that are, into science and really into the aspects of learning everything about tarantulas and where they're from and what they're doing and genus names and what the genus names mean, and having collections of thousands of them in a a finished basement area or in a shed or a garage or whatever it may be. That stuff all fascinates me, and I would give nothing more than to be able to build a nice outbuilding where I'm at, and insulate it, put a panel out there for electricity and heat, and a humidifier and a dehumidifier and everything else to go along with it, with a nice table with a microscope and all that stuff. I would live there. That's just me. I'm huge into science. I love it. I love knowing about things. And the number one reason it's basically, in the end, combining 5, 4, 3, and 2 got me to number one, which are the people that I met in this hobby, the community itself. I have made some absolutely very strong bonds with certain people. So there's people that I just enjoy talking to. I just enjoy talking to them. I mean, flat out. There's people that aren't in the tarantula community, because they don't do YouTube videos, that I talk to all the time on Facebook. There's some really, really good friends that I made that I could joke around with and kid around with and just be funny, and they don't take it personally, and they don't take it as being sexist or crude or rude or anything like that. It's just having fun with people and being able to feel a little bit loose, because everybody that does this kind of has that same kind of personality, that kind of withdrawn, introverted kind of personality, where you'd rather sit home in your room with your spiders than at a party. That's me, definitely me. I'm never huge with crowds. I'm not a big fan of crowds. So again, just the people all around, and being able to have people that I can lean on and people that I can talk to about problems. I mean, I talked to 3 or 4 people that knew what was going on with me before anybody else did. Not including my wife and parents, but because I just needed somebody to talk to, and it's hard sometimes to talk about health problems with my wife. It's just not comfortable for me. That kind of sounds odd, but just trying to figure out what's going on, because she is very optimistic. I am very pessimistic, so I always see the bad that's coming, even though the bad may not be coming. She tries to see the good part and say, okay, well, just because it's this, it also could be this, which is like nothing, and I tend to go a little over the edge and say, oh my God, I'm going to have this, and I'm only going to live for 2 more years, or just stupid stuff like that. But being able to talk to people and get to know them, I mean, I think I talk to Kat every day, from Tarantula Cat, at least every day, even if it's just a couple, 2 or 3 text messages, not text messages, but private messages back and forth, asking a question, or oh my God, what did this person say, or just kind of to shoot the breeze, basically. And there's other people in the hobby that I talk to quite frequently. Generally, a couple of them every day, at least. Hey, what's going on? How you doing today? Blah blah blah. And the people are so wonderful, and the people not just from here in the United States that I met, but people across the pond, or the Atlantic, I guess you could say, the ocean. People from the UK and Scotland and Netherlands and Holland and Sweden and some Asian countries, Vietnam, Cambodia, Malaysia, India. I've met people that I talk to from those countries, maybe not all the time, but I do talk to them. And it's just the whole part of that is been fascinating to me. So those are really the 5 most important reasons of why I do this and why I keep them. And it gives me something to do, you know, and it's something that, you know, if you can't go back to work again, you know, if my MD, when I say MD, it's the myotonic dystrophy, not muscular dystrophy. You know, it's a form, but with that, if I can't go back to work and perform my job, I have them. You know, I can maybe do more stuff with videos and try to earn money that way instead of, you know, working. But yeah, I just love them. I do. That's really the end of it. Is I just enjoy doing it, and I enjoy the time. It's not super expensive. The enclosures can get a little pricey when you start adding them up. You're like, holy crap! But you know, you can go outside in any wooded area that's not treated with chemicals and pick stuff up out there and put it in your enclosure. I know people argue with me about that, but I've been doing it for years, and I know plenty of people that have been doing it for years with no ill effects. I've never heard of a tarantula dying from a parasite from a twig or a branch or a piece of bark that you found outside. I've heard a lot more of tarantulas dying from parasites that were wild caught and transported into the United States that already had them, but nothing from collecting stuff outside. Yeah, so that's really it. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and you know, you get to know me a little bit more. Look for the next video coming out will be a Q&A. And the Q&A is not you guys asking me questions and me answering them. It's me asking you guys questions, and there's 8 of them, and you guys answering them for me. I think that'll be kind of interesting, and it'll help get you guys a little bit more interactive, and I'm trying my best to be a little bit better at getting responses back on the comments on YouTube. The weekend was kind of hard. We had a birthday party. We were in the car for 5 hours. Spent 2.5, 3 hours watching a baseball game. My son was pitching. Got sunburned a little bit, and yesterday they were gone prom dress shopping for my daughter, and I was doing stuff around here. I did the roach colony and some other stuff that I tried to get caught up on here. I need to now clean. I need to vacuum, clean, get rid of garbage that's building up on my table, and go through my decoration stuff, and all the bark and stuff that I have, and find if there's pieces I'm not going to use. Instead of keeping them here in the house, I'll put them in a bin and stick them outside in the shed. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. We're closing in on that 900 to 1,000 subscribers. There'll be a giveaway soon. Once we reach that 1,000 subscriber mark, I'm trying to get. Hopefully Wednesday. I'm going to get Thursday. It'll be Thursday. I'll probably try to get to Walmart and get the thing that I want printed, and go from there. So yeah, I hope you guys, again, I hope you enjoyed this. I know I say this like 15 times at the end of my videos, but I hope you guys enjoyed it, and please like if you enjoyed it. Dislike it if you didn't enjoy it. I mean, it doesn't make no difference to me. It's your opinion. If you don't like it, I just don't understand why you have to bother hitting a dislike button, but that's okay. And then please, comment down below what you think, and tell me if you found the video at least interesting and getting to know a little bit more about me. So we'll see everybody in the next video. Will either come out tomorrow or the day after. Bye-bye.